In this Jaclyn Does My Job segment, Ruta Robber from the Idea Store is going to show me what it's like to work there. Welcome back to ciLiving.
Thanks for having us again.
All right, so I know that it is quite a process when people bring in donations to the Idea Store. There are things you do and don't take. There are things that you have to sort. So how does that whole process work if somebody brings you boxes of things?
So what we'll do is we'll accept donations at the back door. They'll come in boxes and bags. And the very first thing that happens is that container is weighed, and we keep track of how much is collected over the month, over, you know, like every day that there's donations. And then what happens is our intake crew will then start going through those boxes and bags, and they will sort the items in their appropriate categories. So we have sewing, we have yarn, fabric, scrapbooking, calendars, sheet music, corks, and so forth. And then our staff and our volunteers will then go through that and then do like a finer sort of items.
Okay.
And then they will be determine what they're going to be priced at. And then our volunteers will tag the items, and then the staff takes it out and puts it out on the floor for people to come in and purchase. So
excellent.
So you can think about it as sort of a conveyor belt, right?
Right.
The item comes in, it gets sorted, gets priced, and then goes out for another life or 2 or 3 based on what it is.
Based on how useful it is.
So one thing, and we'd like to thank everybody who has supported us with their donations and their patronage. And I brought a little graphic. Statistics, thank you, on how much has come in over the last year. So we have August, September, October, November, December, and you can see that it's literally in tons. And at the end of last year, when all the numbers were tallied, we saved 34.1 tons that didn't go into the landfill.
That is
so
incredible.
The community is very supportive of us, and we are thankful for having that opportunity to be able to save the planet in our own community.
Yes, and I've been to the Idea Store, and a lot of that stuff is so useful, and things for crafting that you would go and have to buy an entire bag full somewhere else, even if you're just making a small amount or just need a small amount for a project.
Exactly. Yes.
So this is the way to go. So if I was doing your job, what would I do at the Idea Store with all this ribbon?
This is just one of hundreds of tasks. So today I brought ribbon.
Okay.
So what we'll do is we have bins, and they each have their own category. So you'll have your spools, you have curling ribbon, you have a bow, and then you have bits and bobs. So what you'll do is you'll start going through the bin, and you're going to start sorting into the smaller bins.
Okay.
So sometimes it's like that.
It's endless. It's endless.
You just keep
ribbon.
on going until the end.
Okay.
And then put it in here.
Sort it into the ones. Okay, there's a bow. So that's easy.
Right.
And then this is a spool.
Mm-hmm.
Spool. What is this one? Is this one going there?
That could be a spool.
A spool. Okay. What's the difference between a spool or something like this?
Well, curling ribbon is just a different material. So think of party.
Gotcha.
Kind of things.
So more of like a party planning.
That's a party thing too.
Party. Okay.
And then once you get used to it, it goes. You kind of get in the zone, and it goes very fast.
Into a flow.
And then one thing that we also do is if it's coming undone, we'll put tape on it to keep it from unraveling, so that when customers are shopping, it's not going to be a holy mess. So
that it doesn't end up going
like
from
that.
Needing to be in this bin to that bin.
Right. And then eventually what we'll do with the bits and bobs is we'll wrap it all around on a spool and make it sellable, we'll say.
And I know that you take donations of bags if people want to donate paper bags, right, for people.
Yes, exactly right. Mm-hmm.
Or you can bring a reusable bag to the Idea Store as well to take
People have done that, yes. Mm-hmm.
your goods. Now, what are some things that you don't take as donations, or because I know it's a lot of work to sort, and also you don't want to end up having to throw things out. What is sort of not useful?
Some of, and it's for safety's sake too. So absolutes that we don't take are things like medical things, right? Also, sometimes we get a whole huge bunch of stuff, and we can't put it out on the floor fast enough, and it just kind of piles up in the back. So things like, just thinking recently, like we don't take Christmas decorations.
Sure.
We don't take neckties.
Okay.
We don't take binders. toys and games. So that
Oh, sure,
so
that makes sense.
there's a list of absolute nots, and then there's a list of no thank you for right now. So we
Okay.
might say no to binders right now, but if our stock is getting low, then we might just say, okay, we will be taking binders. So the best thing
see.
is just to check the website to see what exactly
Okay.
is going on. Things that we
Perfect.
love to accept are all kinds of art supplies, craft supplies, certainly yarn and fabric, any kind of glue. So again, refer to our
Google
wish
Eyes,
list.
I see plastic beads, rubber bands.
Yes.
Sure, things like that.
Yeah, just check the list, and then that will help our intake crew be more efficient in what comes in.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for letting me try out your job.
You did a great
completed
job.
my bin,
Look at that.
and I know there's
Excellent.
trophies at the Idea Store, so I can grab one of those
you
as
get
I've done my job.
The best sorter for today. So.
Well, thank you very much, Rita. We always appreciate you being
All right.
here.
Thank you.
And if you want more information about the Idea Store, what they are and aren't currently accepting, or any of the events that they have coming up, you can visit us on the web at ciLiving.tv.